What is up, guys? Delboy here. So a lightweight unification fight has been set for the 8th of December. Vasyl Lomachenko will be fighting Jose Pedraza. Jose Pedraza holds the WBO lightweight title and Vasyl Lomachenko holds the WBA lightweight title. So it's a unification fight and, that's all good in my book. Vasyl Lomachenko, he needs no introduction. He's been doing great things ever since he turned pro. He's trying to make history. He's already a freeweight world champion. He's beaten the likes of Jorge Linares, Guillermo Rigondeaux, Gary Russell Jr., Roman Martinez, Nicholas Walters. He's really creating a good resume for himself. And now he's going in with another champion in Jose Pedraza. I feel Pedraza is a good textbook boxer. He's an orthodox fighter. He relies very much on his jab and right hand. He's good at keeping range. That's the type of boxer he is. He relies heavily on his 1-2 and he builds off that. I feel that Pedraza is coming off a career best performance when he beat Ray Beltran. I think that's the best I've ever seen him. I felt he boxed really well that night. His jab was very educated, switching from body to head, changing levels, countering well and boxing well on the back foot. I felt he was really, really good that night against Beltran and it was the best I've seen of him. So he'll be coming into this Lomachenko fight in good form. But, I do make Lomachenko a big favourite here. You've got to. To me, Lomachenko has more. He's a lot more versatile than Jose Pedraza. Lomachenko can do everything pretty much. He can fight in the pocket. He can box you from the outside. He can go in and out. He works the body. He can step on the pressure when he needs to. Lomachenko, to me, is a complete fighter. He can switch from orthodox to southpaw. He can counter. There's nothing Lomachenko can't really do, to be quite honest. And ultimately, I feel he is way too versatile for Jose Pedraza. Like I said, Jose Pedraza is very textbook. He's a jab right hand. That's his game pretty much. He relies heavily on controlling range. And even if Pedraza has success at doing that early on, you'd imagine Lomachenko will, go to his plan B and adjust and then get the better of Pedraza. I don't think Pedraza has a plan B. I don't think he can adjust the way Lomachenko adjusts. So even if you see Pedraza have some success early, I don't think it would last that long before, Lomachenko figures him out and takes a different approach. And at that stage, I think you'll start to see Pedraza get outboxed and get beaten up and maybe get stopped late on. One other interesting thing though, Pedraza, he is the taller guy. He's 5'8", whereas Lomachenko is 5'7". Pedraza, he has a 71-inch reach, whereas Lomachenko has a 65.5-inch reach. So Pedraza is the taller, longer man, but it's not like Lomachenko hasn't seen that before. He's seen that in multiple fights. So is that even an advantage at this stage? I mean, probably not, but maybe it will give Lomachenko some problems. But again, like I said earlier, even if it does, you'd imagine Lomachenko is going to adjust. And that's why I feel Lomachenko is so good. Even when his opponents have some success, he can kind of change his style, change his approach, and then he's back on top. That's the biggest problem when fighting Lomachenko. He's such an educated fighter. He's just a natural. He really, really is. But one other interesting aspect, obviously Lomachenko, he's coming off a tough fight to Linares. Lomachenko won that fight by a late stoppage, but Linares pushed him hard. He dropped him, and Lomachenko picked up an injury in that fight. He picked up a shoulder injury that required surgery. So maybe that affects Lomachenko in this fight. Maybe he's coming back too soon, who knows? But that is pretty much the only negative in Lomachenko's favour going into this fight. The fact that he's coming off surgery, how is that going to affect him? Maybe it's not going to be a problem at all, but who knows? Strange things have happened in a boxing ring. So yeah, I do make Lomachenko a big favourite, but Pedraza, to me, he's a 2-weight world champion, and I think he's a solid fighter. He's a guy with good fundamentals, good jab, like I said, good right hand, good timing, good distance control. Pedraza's a good fighter. I feel when he fought Tank Davis, I think Tank Davis is just a stylistic nightmare for a fighter like Jose Pedraza, and I feel that Lomachenko is going to be the same. He's too dynamic, he's too quick, You know, he's going to be too much for Jose Pedraza. And although, you know, Lomachenko, he's not as explosive as Tank Davis, I think he's going to have similar success, you know. And I think he is going to take out Pedraza late on. But it's a solid fight. It's a unification fight, which we can't be angry at. You know, we're going to tie up some of the belts, so that's a good look. And Lomachenko is saying after the Pedraza fight, he wants that Mikey Garcia fight. That's what I want to hear as a fan. And Lomachenko is one of the few fighters in boxing right now who I genuinely believe it when he says he wants to fight the best. You know, I don't doubt him whatsoever. And the same goes for Alexander Usyk. You know, they're pretty much the only two guys who, when they say they want to do something, I genuinely believe them. You know, because they've shown that, as far as I'm concerned. But what do you guys think of this fight? Peace.